Hi, this is Rick Howe at the TV of Tomorrow show in San Francisco. I'm here with my friend Matt Durgin from LG Electronics.
Thank you.
And he's Vice President of Content and Services.
Yes.
See, I actually got that right.
You got all that out.
All right. I think I know what content is, but what in the world, what do you do?
Well, let's go big picture, right?
Okay.
Because I've been doing this for like 17 years since
Whoa,
we
my
put
heavens.
Netflix in a Blu-ray player. When we first started doing this, right, it was services on devices, right? There wasn't all the structure that we have right now, and so the early days of running these devices was really just me, a couple people doing business development deal and putting more services on the devices. But now we have operating systems. Now we go across different
Web OS.
We got Web OS. We have our ability to put not just video on, but we could be putting fitness on. We could be putting gaming on the television.
Games.
We could be launching our own service. We could be putting our own content into our own service.
You've just done that. You have a channel or
LG
two.
channels. We got a couple channels that are our own channels. We have a couple pieces of content that we've made ourselves and put it on the TV. So, hence, the title gets a little bit bigger. Now it's Vice President of Content and Services. It's two different things now that we're in charge of.
Now, your channels, are these fast channels? Do they have on-demand libraries underneath them or beside them or something like that?
That's absolutely right. So LG channels, LG was one of the first companies to do fast.
Yep.
Right. We one of the big things that we did before anybody else was integrating it into the guide of the television so that it's really just a channel up-down experience in that way of consuming the content. Of course, we also have a homepage where we can show it in the more traditional sense.
And if I'm a distributor or a content channel, I have to sort of pay to get position on the homepage.
Well, from the LG channels perspective, it's not so much about pay for positioning.
Okay.
Really, it's about satisfying users and putting the content on the homepage that's going to drive the most engagement overall.
No, wait a minute. I spent a number of years in the printed guide business.
Yes.
Like TV Guide.
Mm-hmm.
TV Guide made their bones every week by selling an ad at 9 o'clock on Monday for a 9 o'clock at Monday show.
Sure, yeah. Well, but I want to be clear that while you can buy advertising on LG products,
right,
it's not the same thing as the editorial or programming perspective. Our programmers are not getting paid, but we do have an ad platform that allows people to come in and talk about their content. Of course, that's going on the front of our WebOS homepage.
Okay.
But if you're going into LG channels, there's got to be some kind of editorial credibility there that the right content's being put up at the right time.
That's not a phrase that a lot of channel owners use. Editorial credibility?
Yeah.
What? First of all, really?
That's true.
How do you define that?
Well, we have great programmers that are programming this like our head of programming came from Paramount. So, they're talking about getting the right content. So we're getting into July, right?
Yep.
What do you think they're talking about right now? Shark Week, right? They're talking about sharks, right? Because it's like, okay, this is something that's important for people, gravitate toward that this time of year. They have experience over previous years. So if somebody came and said, forget about sharks, we want you to talk about basketball, right? Well,
out of season, that's not going to happen.
We're not doing that, right?
Because it doesn't work.
That's right.
Interesting. And even if they paid you to talk about basketball, you can say, there's a place over there you can buy an ad.
Our programming team is not doing that, no.
Yeah, okay. That's what I said. So they would say, you can leave this and go to the front page and buy anything you want.
That's right. We have, you can buy advertising within the platform, video advertising within the platform. You could buy the banners that's on the operating system that every operating system has. So there's a way for you to accomplish your objective of getting awareness of your show out there. You don't have to talk to our programming team to do that.
Okay, now when I'm on the home page and there's a list of 400 channels that goes from one to someplace in the next state.
Yeah. 400 isn't that much, right? We've had more than 400 in the past.
But I, as the channel owner, I can pay to get up on the front of that.
No.
No?
No, that's not the way that works.
How does it work?
Well, it's the same thing. We need
one of the great questions in our business.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people could talk about how it works with us. It's not like you're getting a menu of if I get number 1, it's $500. If I get number 10, it's $200. Yep. Nobody's seen that menu for LG, right?
Interesting. You guys, you put a lot of emphasis on being credible to the consumer.
Well, we're trying to run with Fast. We're trying to run a platform that engages and creates loyal consumers. I'll give you a couple stats. First of all, 100% growth year over year in terms of users and number of hours spent on the platform.
Okay.
Right? So, like, legitimately a massive growth year. And this wasn't our first year, second year, third year, right? Been doing this for years. We're getting that growth now. We ran a survey of our consumers. 20% of them are using LG Channels as the first app that they open in their session. We do not do this any kind of auto start. That means the TV is going on and they're selecting, let me look in LG Channels. That's 20% of the users are doing that first. LG Channels is a top 5 app on the platform in terms of the total number of users that comes in every month. So, this kind of loyalty and continued usage could be at risk if we did not have a certain amount of credibility on how we're running it.
Well, you and I have had this conversation before. I'm a big fan of the glass because you're the last thing the content sees before it hits my glasses.
Yes.
And that's a big deal. And so if you have that kind of credibility with consumers, the information that you collect, and as I was talking to somebody recently, you can't tell anybody what Rick Howe did, but you can tell somebody what 1,000 people like Rick Howe did.
Yeah.
Okay? Put me in the white room, wherever the hell.
Clean.
I don't know.
The clean room.
Clean room. In the white room. That was Eric Clapton.
Uh-huh.
You don't do that. Okay. When you create real trust with your consumers, that information has a tremendous greater value.
Well,
it's because I'm there because I want to be there. I didn't get there accidentally, and you can say, and you got, I'm not a gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am a choice that I made.
Yes.
That's a huge difference.
Look, I think that's why advertisers come to LG. We have a great audience. We have a great brand. I think LG carries a certain amount of innovation and credibility just in terms of how we've tried to act as a company for the last 2 decades. Almost 2 decades of streaming. And so, I think that's one of the attractive things for advertisers to come in and talk to us. Of course, we want to make our advertisers happy and find ways to reach their audiences and new products that can satisfy them. That's always on our mind. But yeah, when you do come to LG, you do come to a company that thinks about the big picture and the long term.
And you have an editorial responsibility to what's happening on that screen. That's different, dude. Other people don't do that. You are saying, I'm taking responsibility for what you're seeing there and how you're going to find things and interact with things.
That's right.
That is credible.
Yes.
To me as the consumer.
That's right.
Well, you don't do things the way other people do it, but boy, keep doing it, man.
Thank you, Doctor.
I really appreciate it.
Excellent.
Thank you all.